The Malaysian Aviation Commission has cautioned against direct financial assistance from the government without a clear framework to airlines that are either already in bad shape or would have inevitably faced declines in the business. Mavcom says that bailing them out in this fashion could result in anti-competitive effects or create moral hazard on top of putting public funds at risk and burdening taxpayers. The Commission pointed out that if there are fewer airlines, the industry could become increasingly re-regulated in the long run. As such, countries may see a return to nationalised market access, reduced competition and higher ticket prices. Mavcom says the framework should also include predetermined conditions, such as requiring proof that all commercial avenues have been exhausted, building in a sunset clause and ensuring no unjust enrichment. The Commission adds that while the COVID-19 crisis has been devastating, it could also offer a golden opportunity to introduce a long-term good governance practices which will benefit all stakeholders. Top Glove Corp, Hartalega Holdings, the Supermax Corp, all saw their counters jump to all-time highs today as the rising number of global COVID-19 infections continue to drive demand for rubber gloves and stronger earnings for its manufacturers. Hartalega was Bursa Malaysia's top gainer, closing 6.67% or 1 full ringgit up at 16 ringgit. During the course of the day, Top Glove's share price rose as high as 18.48 before pulling back a little to end at 18 ringgit 46 cent. However, this is still 5.49% higher than the previous day's close. Both Top Glove and Hartalega are FBM KLCI constituents. Supermax's share price reached as high as 9 ringgit 43 before closing at 9 ringgit 41, 5.02% higher than Thursday's close. Globally, the US is in focus as a COVID-19 hotspot. Reuters reports that the US saw more than 55,000 new COVID-19 cases on Thursday, the largest daily increase that any country has ever reported. AM Investment Bank has upgraded its outlook on the technology sector to overweight from neutral for the second half, stating that the sector still remains resilient despite the COVID-19 pandemic. AM Invest says that as the automotive and industrial segments have been hit harder, it expects the focus to be on the telecommunications segment with the 5G growth upswing and growth in smart sensors with applications in the telecommunications and automotive segments. AM Invest noted that COVID-19's impact on companies' earnings had already been factored in the first half, as the majority of orders impacted were deferred rather than outright cancelled. Aside from that, it said limited production under lockdowns has also normalised following the easing of the movement control order. However, AM Invest anticipates lower demand for automotive semiconductors after S&P Global lowered its forecast for global vehicle sales by nearly 15% to 80 million units in 2020. Apparel manufacturer and fashion retailer AirAsia Capital is venturing into the healthcare industry by rejigging its production lines to be able to produce personal protection equipment for both local and export markets. Its units, Cantoran Apparel and Cantoran Apparel Cambodia, have expanded their product portfolio and are now developing, producing and supplying PPE products that include non-woven isolation gowns, head covers and other PPE garments. AirAsia, which operates Mango retail outlets in Malaysia, says it is leveraging on its expertise in the manufacturing of apparel. To date, the group has manufactured in excess of 750,000 units of PPE valued at more than 5 million ringgit. AirAsia adds that the repurposing of its existing production lines have been part of its plans to diversify its core manufacturing activity of producing fashion apparel to enter into the healthcare segment. National oil firm Petronas's VC arm Petronas Ventures recently invested in solar photovoltaic system startup Sols Energy, the group said in a statement. Sols, which is also backed by global venture capitalist 500 startups, designs, distributes, maintains and installs high-quality solar systems for residential and SMEs in Malaysia. It also runs a solar academy, offering technical skills in the solar industry and personal development training. This is Petronas's second VC investment targeted at renewable energy and is expected to be completed by end July. Petronas Ventures head Muhammad Azli Ishal says that the investment in Sols will complement Petronas's new energy business growth in the solar market.